the nation and bring China under Guomindang rule. In doing so, he faced three major threats. He only controlled a part of China, in which the rest was controlled by warlords. He always faced the threat of communist revolution, led by Mao Zedong, and the current Japanese aggression towards Manchuria.
Following World War I, Japan signed the Washington Conference Treaties in 1922, in which Japan agreed to limit naval development, pledged to evacuate Shandong province of China, and guaranteed China's territorial integrity. And in 1928, they also signed the Kellogg-Briand Pact, which renounced war as an instrument of national policy. However, following 1918, Japan was faced with the Great Depression, which caused an economic downturn in Japan.
The public demanded for political and social reforms but were blocked off past the suffrage law of 1925. Citizens were frustrated and led a revolution against the corrupt government. They wanted the preservation of Japanese culture and the eradication of Western influences. They started militaristic, self-sufficient Japanese ideals and wanted to take over China.
On September 18, 1931, Japanese troops used explosives to blow up a few feet of rail on South Manchuria Railway north of Mukden. They blamed this on the Chinese and used it as a pretext to invade China. And by 1932, Japanese troops had controlled all of Manchuria and established the puppet state of Manchukuo.
The Guomindang Party in China appealed to the League of Nations of Japanese aggression. Japan responded by leaving the League of Nations and continued to embark on conquest in East Asia.
Colonial empires in Togo, Cameroon, German Southwest Africa, and German East Africa. Africans in these territories faced direct conflict in the military campaign, as many of them were forced to fight alongside the Allied and Central Powers during the war.
As the war dragged on, European presence in colonies thinned. Africans took the opportunity to stage armed uprisings and other forms of protest. Major inspirations for these revolts were resentment and hatred towards colonialists. No matter the cost, colonial authorities responded ruthlessly and succeeded in putting down all the revolts.
Following World War I, African self-sufficiency had declined and required European investment in infrastructure. This resulted in the creation of port facilities, railroads, railways, and telegraph wires and communication networks previously not available.
To boost the economy, Africans took on cash crop farming and mining. However, this was done during forced labor practices imposed on them by the white settlers.
In World War I, Africa was not met with sovereignty or self-determination, but instead the consolidation of colonial powers. This led to the promotion of the ideology of African nationalism. New African elites were established as Africans began to improve economy through better education and higher paying jobs, which were gained through education in European-style education systems and adaptation to European culture.
National identity took many forms, including identities based on race, ethnicity, religion, and language. Many nationalists also preached the idea of Pan-Africanism, which preached black pride. Also, collectively, these ideas influenced the development of nationalist movements during the 30s and 40s, and these ideas translated into demands for independence from colonialism.
The Great War, Russian Revolution, and Mexican Revolution helped spread radical ideas and the promise of new political possibilities throughout Latin America. They were promoted by the idea of Enlightenment-derived liberalism that helped spread the idea of independence movements. Another growing influence was universities, which helped taught ideas from revolutions in Russia and Mexico.
Radicalism took many formations, including communism and other rebellious agendas. However, political parties were created to discourage these other political forms.